What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Neg Entropy Chronicles. I'm gonna get right into it and keep it funky like two armpits. And today I'm talking about the rapper The Game. Made a post, a few posts actually, and it seemed to get everybody up in an uproar. You know, I've seen posts where women were like, man, the way y'all responding, obviously you hate women. That's what I'm pretty sure of. So I'm gonna address that part later. But let's talk about what he actually said. Why she gotta pay half the rent? She giving you half the, kitty cat or something. Brothers kill me. Since the beginning of time, real men have always taken care of shelter, providing, and protecting. And if you ain't got it, go get it. Now, I don't see anything wrong with it as far as if you're talking about being a traditional individual back in the day. The man took care of everything and the bills, provided, all of that. If that's the traditional viewpoint you have, I have no issues with it, period. Now, if we're talking about modern day age where everything is overpriced, things like that, there might be times where y'all need to help each other out. So if it's not half and half, but the man is paying majority of it, but he needs you to cover something else because the amount he makes doesn't cover it, the game says go and get it. Well, if he goes and get it, that means that he's going to be busier more and more, because if he's going to get it to be able to fund the lifestyle that both of you have right now, that means he's working more and, constantly gone. How would you be able to handle that? Well, there has to be a work-life balance. But if he has to be able to provide and protect and also keep up the sheltering, how does that work? Like I said, I don't mind the old school ideology. I mean, most people like that format, even though a lot of people want to be equal, they still like that old school ideology. So, like I said, I don't have no problems with anything that he said, but I'm talking about both sides of it so we can be more realistic in the situation of what's going on. Now, everybody different, but it just ain't in me to let my woman share the worry of paying for anything. I feel good carrying that load and I'm not changing. Hey, more power to him. I see nothing wrong with it. He said, my woman. He ain't talking about everybody else's relationships. He's talking about what he wants to do. And I think the problem is that people are putting that ideology on everybody else. Oh, well, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. But I make $10 an hour. We live in $1,000 apartment and we got kids and we just got a new car, all of that stuff. $10 an hour ain't gonna cover that. Well, you need to start looking for other jobs. I've applied 30 places right now. I'm still working on it, but I don't have enough experience, things like that. Or I'm trying to go through school. I'm broke. I'm paying debt, whatever. So that's just another look at it. But at the same time, like I said, I see nothing wrong with this ideology, period. I know people who do this and they live a happy life. He makes enough to where he can do it. A lot of them do. But they had to do it, go through years of not being around to getting to the point where they could be around. So I just want you to think about that. The term "I got it, baby, don't worry about it" makes most women's souls smile, heart warm, and the box get more moist than perfect tile house cookies. But what do I know? If you're lucky enough to land an independent woman who works her butt off and still comes home to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and go crazy in the bedroom, let her stack what she makes in case y'all need it one day, and still handle everything as a man. Hey, like I said, there's nothing wrong with what he said. I think it's all well and dandy. But I think some people have to be more realistic in what they're talking about, because some of the women that were saying, oh, you must hate women, by the responses y'all make. I ain't gonna lie. I see a lot of women post a bunch of male hate information every day. They share memes every day about something and just to disrespect men. But they say, well, if you feel some type of way, that means I'm talking about you. No, it's just the energy that you have towards men is scary. Why would I want to date you if I see the stuff that you posting? Doesn't make any sense to me. But the game makes a very good point. If you want to have a certain type of woman, you have to have your financials in order first. Don't go out here getting with these women, making babies, doing all of this stuff, if you don't have the financial stability in order to do it. Focus on yourself first. Get yourself right. Don't worry about these women. Once you get yourself right, then you can provide that lifestyle, take care of them, all of that stuff. But if women want to be with men and they know where their status is, you can't be upset if he needs help in those processes. You know, I hear women talk all the time about partnerships. Oh, we in a partnership. Okay, so that means you got to put up too. I ain't never seen a business where you have partnerships and they're not putting up the stuff needed in order to make it work. And a lot of times we notice that women talk about cooking, cleaning. He was like, if she cook clean, all of this stuff, then this should work out. And, you know, he's making a valid point where if she's cooking and cleaning all of that stuff, then yeah, you got to look out for it because it's the balance. If I get off work, come home, and the food is cooked, the house is clean, hey, man, we in business. But what happens if I'm paying all the bills and you slacking and I'm like, hey, I'm paying all the bills. You need to speak with me before something goes on, and you spout off and you know, I'm not doing that, this, and this, because we have to be realistic. The women that most of the time post this stuff either have kids and they're trying to date somebody new but don't want this man to raise their kids in a way that he seems more fit. You know, I got the kids, don't you tell my kids what to do. Okay, so are you really doing things that requires you to get this type of treatment? Or they come in with this idea that a man is supposed to behave the way they see fit. You know, a lot of women don't date the man. They date the image of the man they have in their mind. So women have to understand, if you're going to date a working man that can cover all the bills, pay everything, do all of that, he's going to be busy. Anybody making 60 plus a year is typically busy, because they're out there and going to get it like you want. You want a hustler, you want a man that works hard and gets it. Sometimes they're going to be really busy, and you have to battle with the idea of being lonely at times. Like, I'll give you a prime example. One story I was reading. So, the man is paying all the bills while the woman goes to school. He's paying her school bills, paying her debt while she's working on her lawyer, you know, becoming a lawyer. So, while he's paying all the bills, working his butt off, make sure all that's straight, she's about to graduate. Well, now she wants a divorce because she found somebody else who's making that type of money, because the agreement was that when she finished everything, then he was going to go to school to pursue his goals, you know, because once she was out, then they were going to be good. Well, she was like, well, you know, I'm done, but, you know, you still got to pay half of my, you know, student loans, even though you've been paying on them the whole time, and now I don't want you. You see what I mean? Game's talking about, well, you know, she doing all of this stuff, let her stack her money just in case y'all need it. But that's not always as, you know, buttery sugar as some people may think. You know, there is risks that come involved with you paying everything and you're not able to save, you're not able to build things, and you're busy catering to somebody else. Now, once again, I'm not knocking his ideology, because yes, most men want to have that lifestyle for the women. If you ask a lot of men don't want their women working. They want them to stay home, raise the kids, because they know if the kids are being raised by the mother, they come out better because their education is better. You know, their ability to communicate, they come to me. I feel like a lot of times them kids come out better when they get to spend time in a household with their mother, because it's individual education versus trying to battle with 20 kids. You see what I'm saying? But I think it always trips me out when you see how angry men get when certain things like this come up. Why does it act like, if he said my woman, so that if that's your woman, whether however you view her, if you're married, yeah, you should be doing this stuff when you're married. I mean, that's the goal. That's why you wait till you get married, to be able to do that, if that's the agreement y'all have in your relationship. If you're dating, that's up in the air. It really depends. But I seen women saying, man, if my man don't pay all my bills, man, that's why I'm single right now. I'd rather do it by myself. So you'd rather go from spending all your money on your bills to at least being helped out halfway. And I'm like, oh, I see why you're single. You got 4 kids. Ain't no man gonna be able to handle that. Because if he goes like, hey, these kids are doing this, well, I mean, you can't be telling my kids what to do, but I'm paying all the bills. You see what I'm saying? Like, the correlation doesn't make sense to me. But what do I know? But I can definitely say for surety I agree with him. I didn't see anything wrong with what he said, but I saw the energy from everybody else, both men and women, and it just made me want to comment on it. Hey, it's all about communication and making sure you and that person have an understanding on how you want your relationship to be. That's the most important thing. Because if you don't have an understanding on, hey, I need to pay all the bills, or this is what I want to do, or I want you to pay all the bills, then you're not going to make it anywhere anyways. You won't find out until it's too late when y'all done, I guess, fell in love or something and moved in together. You feel me? So don't let it be that for yourself. Use communication. We're all grown adults. These are things you need to talk about right at the beginning of the relationship. Now, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, checking out the video, making it to the end of it. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Show your boy some love, man. It's free. You ain't got nothing to lose. All right, everybody?